Hey guys, my name is Amelia and this is the Madeira family. If you've been here for a while, thanks for hanging out with us. If you're new, welcome. I'm going to answer some questions. I put up a poll on Instagram for a Q&A and I got some really great questions. I'm going to address those and then I'm going to take you guys out to the bus and we'll show you what Andrew's been working on. We have been making a lot of progress since the wiring fiasco. One other thing is we were just driving back from the store. Andrew spotted it and he's like, it was an MCI, I think that's what they're called, and he was like, I wonder if they turned that into an RV, because you could tell it was just like a couple. So we turned the car around, drove back, and they did. They've been living in this, or traveling in this bus for 21 years. The bus had over 1 million miles on it. They let us come inside. It was So let's jump into these questions. The first one is, how did you find the auction where you bought the bus? We found it online. You can Google bus auctions like within your area or wherever. We were willing to drive as long as we could get a bus that we really liked and for the right price point. So you can find them. You can also join a bunch of Facebook groups. Skoolie Nation is the one that we're like mostly on, but you can find a ton of auctions out there. You can check RV auctions too. They'll also have some stuff. And then the next question is, what are you most excited about on the bus? That is going to be maximizing space. I love coming up with creative ideas to maximize an area, especially in this small space. I've been finding all these little ideas that I can integrate into our bus build and I'm so excited. I think it's gonna make it so much better for us. We'll be able to store a lot more things and share all of that with you guys. The next question is, whose idea was it to get the bus? And I think it was Andrew's, to be honest, because I am a daydreamer. Like, I will dream the world's biggest dreams. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And Andrew's the one who actually like freaking does it. So I'm gonna say we both were kind of watching the videos, loving it, but he was the one who was like, let's do this. Where do you want to visit first? Our plan is to kind of ease into taking this bus on a long trip. So our thought is maybe we'll go up like Maine area. I've never been up there. I heard it's beautiful. So I've always wanted to go up into Maine. So I think that's going to be like our first spot. What is one thing you have to have on the bus? A coffee maker, like a good coffee maker. I feel like, though I do love going to local coffee shops when we're traveling, because I feel like everyone has their own little tweaks. Like the Cuban lattes in Key West were amazing and I've tried to duplicate them so many times and I cannot. But I feel like if we're camping somewhere, to have like a really good coffee maker is my one thing. You just like to start your day off right, you know what I mean? How much do you think it will cost in total? It's hard to say because we could totally mess up this roof, right? And that could cost us a ton, or the solar panels, or all those things. But we're planning somewhere around 25,000–30,000. The bus was 6, that gives us 15,000 to work with, maybe a little bit more. So that's where we're thinking. Do you have any regrets so far? No, I don't have any regrets. The one thing that is hard is we own a farm right now, and so making the shift to get rid of some of our farm animals to accommodate time to work on the bus, and then when we're going to travel, obviously we can't have cows and goats and animals that need a lot of attention while we're gone. So that was like really hard for me. Every day I still think about the goats, and I do sometimes regret like getting rid of them. I can say it's a regret, but it's hard. What color will the interior be? So I am planning on natural wood and then black. I feel like that looks really good. What does this mean for the farm? So I kind of already went over that. Some people who have been around here on this channel or on our Instagram, they've seen some of the previous farm stuff, and it means that we're going to be downsizing. We own 25 acres. Over the course of our short farming career, we owned a donkey, 2 horses, 5 cows, over 100 chickens, pigs, 12 goats, turkeys, ducks, we've pretty much had them all bees. And right now we are down to like 4 chickens and 2 pigs. I think going forward for the farm, we're going to focus more on seasonal. We have a chestnut tree orchard that is currently growing, and we do garden and the bees, and I think we're going to work more towards that for the farm because it's much more manageable. We can go on vacation and nothing's going to happen to the bees, nothing's going to happen to the trees, like very low maintenance. So that's what we're thinking as far as the farm goes. Now in 2 years that could completely change and we could have a bunch of animals back again. We also thought this would be a really good idea on times when we're here working on the garden or the orchard or whatever. We could rent the bus out as an Airbnb right on the farm. So you could stay here, you know, interact with the animals that we do have, put your hands in the dirt in the garden. So that's another idea we were thinking, like when we're not traveling and we're home, we can just rent that as an Airbnb. And Erie, you know, we have Presque Isle. It's not the most beautiful place in the world, but it is nice weather in the summer. So it's another option, just thinking long term. But those were just some questions you guys had shot at us. I wanted to answer those because I know some people are curious, but I'm going to take you guys outside, show you what Andrew's working on.
Getting it ready for the roof raise here. So we got to start taking some stuff off. We have screws on the outside. We don't have rivets, just like most people have rivets. But I think because ours is a 2010, it's just a smidge newer, that we don't have rivets, maybe, or because it's a Thomas. I have no idea, but I'm just guessing. But anyway, I thought they'd be way easier, but they're not. Some of them are coming out great, but some of them I just have to chisel off the head and take the screw out because they're not coming out as good as I thought they would. A little rusty. So, all right, fast forward here. So I'm just taking out the windows here, just prepping for the bus roof raise. All you got to do is cut the caulking and take out a few screws and they pop right out. We also had to take them out to get the inside metal off the sides because it wraps over the side of the bus and underneath the windows. So just so you know.
Okay guys, that's all for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week.